Hello everyone, this is Abrar Ahmad, Assistant Professor in English, C. Abdul Hakim College, Velusharam. In today's class, we shall discuss what is literature. Literature is a word which is taken from Latin word litera, meaning writing form with letters. Collective creative writing of the people, papers and treatises published in the academic journal on a particular subject. So it is a creative writing of the people which is being published in the form of paper, in the form of thesis and other academic journal. Literature is mostly in written form, some are passed on via words of mouth. Folk songs which was sung by the olden ages, it was just passed from one generation to another generation. Folk song is not in written form. The remaining all branches of literature are in written form. What is literature? Literature is a verbal microcosm of society. What is happening in the society is being discussed in literature. Micro means small, microcosm meaning a small of the big. The writers, the authors, they just observe what is happening in the society and try to depict in the form of poetry, in the form of prose, in the form of drama, novels, short stories, etc. As here we have one example, R.K. Narayan's Malgudi. Malgudi is an imaginary town created by R.K. Narayan for his short stories and for his novels. Whatever we find in Malgudi, we can find in India and most particularly in South India. So Malgudi is an imaginary town. It is not a town that is existed in any part of the country. It is just an imaginary town. So with the help of this imaginary town, R.K. Narayan tries to depict the whole Indian culture, the whole nature of the Indians, the psyche, the tradition and culture of the people in literature. Next, reflection of society. Society as a whole is being reflected in the form of literature. History tells us the facts and figures that happened in the past. Say for example, if we read the World War I or the World War II, we can understand the number of people who died, the destruction and damage that was caused by Second World War or the First World War. That's we can find in history. But literature tells the society. Say for example, if we read poetry of 20th century, we can understand the post-war society. In the poem of Wilfred Owen, Strange Meeting, we can understand the sufferings and tortures, trials and tribulations of the people, of the post-war society. So, literature describes society, whereas history recollects or retells the facts and figures of the past. Literature is solely an imitation of human action and a mirror of human ambitions and aspirations. So literature imitates, literature just acts the actions and aspirations of the people. It describes, it discloses the true nature of human being. Say for example, if we read Shakespeare or Ben Jonson, we can understand the true nature of that people, the people who lived during the period of Shakespeare or during the period of Elizabethan age. So literature just imitates the human actions and aspirations. It is a wild picture of what people feel and observe, say and do. So the actions, the sayings and feelings and observations of the people is depicted in literature. So literature is an art like music and painting. Everyone cannot write a poem. Everyone cannot compose a drama or write a novel. It is an art. It needs a lot of experience and a lot of wisdom. Then only one can compose poetry or one can write drama. It's totally an art like music. I cannot play music because I am not a musician. Or one cannot draw a picture because he or she is not a painter. So it is an art. Likewise, literature is also an art. It is the beauty, it is the name of beauty, beauty of expression and expression of beauty. Right, the beautiful objects that are existing in nature, literature discloses that. Say, for example, if we read romantic poetry, if we read Shakespeare, the daffodils, the rainbow, the beautiful picture of rainbow is beautifully described in the poem of Wordsworth, as the poem begins, when I behold a rainbow in the sky. Sorry, my heart leaps out when I behold a rainbow in the sky. So the happiness, the ecstasy of the poet can be easily understood with this by these two lines. My heart leaps out. It means my heart jumps out, my heart jumps in joy when I see a beautiful picture, the beautiful rainbow in the sky. What is the purpose of literature? Why poetry or drama or a novel is being written? The main purpose is to entertain the people. Those days, only drama was a source of entertainment for the people. So they got entertainment by watching drama. And then the most important object of literature is to inform and to instruct people. Literature teaches us the way of life. That's why language is called a department of humanities. Literature teaches the teachings of humanity, how a human being should be. When one can call be a human being, if he has all the features, all the characteristics of a human being, then only he can be called a human being, or otherwise he is almost equal to other kind of animals. Literature reflects the outstanding values and condemnable ills. So literature teaches, literature wants to refrain societies from bad practices. So it highlights the values, the good deeds of the people, as well as we shall say, advises the people to get rid of their ill practices. It's aim to revolt against injustice. The very important aspect of literature is to fight against injustice. The poet cannot see, the poet cannot tolerate if anything is happening which is injustifiable in his society. Right? We have a poet, or we have so many writers who fight with the help of their pen. That's why pen is mightier than the sword, what we say in English proverb. So poet, writer, author, they fights with the help of pen. They want to rectify the evils that are existing in the society. It refracts the ills of the society with a purpose to harness an error-free and value-oriented society. The literature wants to see a very well-educated society, a very well-mannered society. That is the purpose of literature, and that is the purpose of writing a novel or a or a poem or short stories, whatever they may be. The true purpose of literature is to delight and to teach. In one way, poetry, drama, short stories give us delight. At the same way, it teaches the way of life, the correct way of life. These are some of the themes that are there in English novels and English poetry. Social reforms. This was the theme of Raja Rao Mohan Roy's novel, racial discrimination. We can find racial discrimination in the novels of Raja Rao Mohan Roy. Likewise, patriotism was yet another theme in the novels of 1930s. Nationalism was also one of the themes of the novels of 1930s. Partition, Train to Pakistan, a beautiful novel written by Kushwant Singh. Kushwant Singh describes the tumult and tragedies, the damages, the destructed society that was happened when the country was divided into two. So we can understand the problems, we can understand the pains and problems, tears and tragedies of the nation, uh, I mean, of the people who were residing, who were living during the time of partition. Identity crisis, cultural clash, sense of displacement, these are the themes of diasporic novel. What do you mean by diaspora? Diasporic novels, right? One who migrates from own country and say for to make money or for to study in abroad. One who goes from out of his town, and there he, I mean. Experiences these kind of thing, identity crisis, cultural class, because he has been in India for the long time, but now he is residing, and now he has to pass his time with new environment, new people, new faces. There he finds these problem, cultural clash and sense of displacement. Though he might be having all comfortable things, luxurious house, all those things that give him comfort, but some kind of displacement, some kind of sadness that might be triggering him from the happiness. Issues related to women is yet another themes of the novels written by women writers. As we have one example here, Arundhati Roy's The God of Small Things, we can find the issues of women, particularly Indian women. Greed, love, faithfulness, these are the themes of the poems written by Chaucer. Love, infidelity, jealousy, beauty are the themes of the poems written by Shakespeare. And relationship between human and nature we can find in the poems of romantic poets like Wordsworth, Coleridge, Shelley and Keats. That's all for the day. Thank you.